Hello? Okay, so this is going to be my first video. So, just as a test, I want to know if you can see this. Do you see the green circle? I'm going to assume yes. If you don't, well, I'll know about it and I'll fix it and you won't even know that this ever happened. Okay, so for my first video, I wanted to talk about something since I like to play games sometimes in my free time. And in one of the big games called Minecraft, there's a new update. If you heard about it, it's 1.21. Now, it's a very big update. This is the current version. It's 1.20 is what's out currently, and it was a pretty small update. The past few updates were very small, but they've been working a long time for 1.21. They say it's going to be really big. In fact, I don't even like to call it 1.21. I just want to call it 2.1 because, well, 1.21 and it's 2.1. Get it? Okay. Okay, probably just don't listen to me anymore, but it's like a big update, and the reason being is they added this thing called trial chambers. Trial chambers are a very big thing, where they added things called vaults and trial spawners. Trial spawners are very important because trial spawners have one thing in them. So I'll just draw a quick idea what a trial spawner would be. It'll be like a spawner, basically. I'm just going to draw a really basic one because it's low quality. And on this is the trial spawner, okay? It'll spawn mobs, and one of them being called the breeze. It's basically like a blaze, but it shoots wind at you instead. And basically it drops this thing called a breeze rod. And this is where things get cool. Breeze rods are basically like blaze rods. But blaze rods turn into blaze powder, but breeze rods turn into a thing called wind charge. Wind charges, if you throw them, they knock things up. And then you can also keep the breeze rods. And then whenever you defeat a trial spawner, it'll drop this thing called a trial key. A trial key will be a key to open trial vaults. This is a very rudimentary drawing. And trial keys, there's a thing called a trial vault, as I mentioned. It'll basically look like a jukebox, but also like a trial spawner. And when you put the trial key inside, it's a one-time use for a single player. That means if there's 2 players or 3 players, each player can open it on their own time. But it's a single use per one player. And basically, that is kind of a very cool thing, but there's a 2.2% chance, according to Cameron18, that it'll drop this thing called a heavy core. The heavy core is basically the rarest item that you can get from here. And the cool thing about this is after 6 years, Minecraft has added its first new weapon. The mace. It is probably the hardest weapon to get, since for netherite and things, you can just go mining. This thing requires you to go and fight mobs in the trial spawners, and they're really difficult. And it's super rare onto that too. Basically, what you have to do is remember the breeze rod here. In the crafting table grid, just drawing a quick crafting table grid, you put a breeze rod anywhere where you want, and then right next to it, you put the heavy core. Now, this will give you the mace. And basically what a mace does is, the higher that you fall, you do more damage. So if you fall from a really high height, you do a lot of damage to the mob down here. But here's the really amazing thing. It has the same stats as a diamond sword, but if you fall from 2 blocks high, you can one-shot a player with nothing on them. One shot from 2 blocks high. That's just, well, amazing. And this is one of the reasons why this 1.21 is going to be a very big update.